Hello.
Welcome to the Periphery 4 reaction stream.
We are here today.
We will be listening to Blood Eagle and Reptile
And Crash, among other.
And with our AirPods.
AirPods on, that's right.
Since we don't want to be violating copyright.
Welcome to, we're going to listen to it in our own heads, so it's great.
Two people very excited about it.
Oh, stop.
We're allowed to like things. That mean?
I think the biggest kind of negative is the game has kind of moved on from him. So like pure CC, which is mostly what he does, is kind of been overshadowed by CC plus damage. A lot of the newer Warframes offer both in kind of one power, where a lot of his do not offer that. He's got a bunch of overlapping stuff as well, and a bunch of his utility stuff has kind of moved on from what the game used to be.
Right, like the stationary aspects.
Yeah, a lot of his stuff is very stationary, very small focused, very single target focused.
Hallway simulator back in the day.
Yep, so I think a lot of those powers suffer from just the evolution of the game. So he is, there's a document open, it has some pie in the sky ideas about a bigger rework. I think it's a total kit redo. Versus just like touching up the current powers. So I think there's going to be, you know, some of the powers will probably refer to some of the abilities that were there before, but just touched up and updated to fit the kind of current speed of the game. You know, one of the ideas I'm playing with is like combining the Tesla balls with the rolling drones that we have as AI in the game, so they would actually roll around and stay with you.
So you got like Octavia's little rolling thing, but
but the smaller ones. You know, there's been a lot of noise about, you know, fixing it. You know, I think Borderlands coming out with a turret with legs. I mean, everyone thinks,
we need our leg
turrets with legs. So.
That's true.
We have those.
MOAs.
We have those.
And I think there was also, we also are looking at Wukong as well. So those were two that.
You're working on one.
I'm not working on one.
So that's your problem.
Yeah, there you go. Monkey.
That's Pablo's problem.
That's Pablo's problem.
Pablo's not here to
We're a
defend
team.
himself.
We're all going to help each other.
Right.
We all live together.
Totally.
And you didn't finish your treat, though.
There's screenshots on and make Ross feel better. So.
Oh, what are you doing? You're just sneaking that in there.
Look at this. So this is hooked up. The people say people are calling Ross Bob Ross.
Bob Ross.
Ross is like Bob Ross.
A little tree over here.
It's actually, there is some probably shared DNA there.
So this is Stepyan's Nyx Deluxe concept. It is modeled and hooked up. It's using my Nyx colors by default, so it's looking pretty good. Pretty unreal, I must say. So, oh my God.
Yeah.
You just cover us. We're nothing compared to this. That is awesome.
Eclipsed.
Yeah.
Yep. Great.
Oh man.
Really cool work. And the Feather Sugatra as well.
Feather Sugatra. Oh, I don't have that.
It's right there.
Oh,
so it's on there.
Oh, on the
It's
second
attached to
picture.
it, yeah.
There you go. Beautiful. I thought you were talking about the.
Looks deadly.
Oh,
the other
the other,
thing.
yes. No,
Looks deadly.
Beautiful.
Someone says a bit like an Oregon Tower. That's true.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's very cool.
Yep.
The rose-looking fold. If you've been playing Warframe since the mainline launch of the very depths launch, you'll know that there's a new attachments area for ephemera. We have some unreleased ones that are very important to talk about today. Some of you have already on PC found the Eidolon ephemera, so this is one that really brings you the Eidolon at night impression. So if you've ever gone to the plains of Eidolon at nighttime, you'll see all these effects. It will take your energy color, and you can just walk around.
I was going to say, does it make you stomp around like an island? Because that'd be amazing.
No, but it does give you that trail. And we are planning on
The footsteps.
making this be a merit-based one. So we're looking into doing an achievement so you can earn this one in particular, something either like capture 100 terror lists, something pretty intense.
Oh my, that's intense.
Or, you know, do it solo without dying. Something, we're not sure yet, but it is going to be merit-based. So I'm just saying, you guys know that the bunny ears have been in game for quite some time. So not only do we have bunny ears, but this year, since the ephemera, is a new slot, we're adding a little egg one. So if you wanted to, you could have, well, I'll show you in mission.
So what's going to happen? Are you going to poop out eggs as you walk?
I expect so.
Who is making these decisions?
Yeah,
who is like allowing you to
I
get,
need a name.
Who is putting this in the game for you?
Someone's abusing power.
Your Jira accesses.
Yeah.
You have like a little network that we need to find.
So you can have little eggs when you
Oh
walk.
my
God.
So for people that are really into the bunny lifestyle, for Easter for a limited time only. We have pumpkin heads in the game, as you know. So pumpkin heads for Halloween, where your helmet gets override with a jack-o'-lantern. For Easter this year, as addition to the bunny ears, which we release every year, we're going to add a little limited time egg ephemera.
Who do you report to?
You! So
Who's implementing this for you?
That's what I want to know.
Who's complicit in this?
Exactly.
Jeremy, is that you?
Yeah,
Are you
it's-
doing the eggs?
It's Jeremy.
It's going to be Jeremy. That's his sort of sense of humor as
It
well.
is, yeah.
He would think that's funny. He's got an inner troll.
He wouldn't even.
So her first power has a kit in which you can slot your...
So you're going to talk about him. We're going to sit here and listen.
No, we can all talk. Do you want to talk about it?
Jeff's going to talk.
No, I'm happy to listen.
It's good the camera's not... Oh, never mind. I'm just kidding. All right, so you can see 3 icons with those 6 circles at the bottom. Each of those represents a different reservoir type. So if I hold my 1, the first reservoir is summoned.
It's like the icon. Oh, okay.
So, and you can see I have a timed buff. If you are able to see color, you can see that it's red, but the icon can also show you. So this is a health-based buff, stats to be determined, but if I tap my 1, I switch to the yellow reservoir type, and, oh, I think I hit it wrong. So
These wisps are really cute.
they are really cute. So when you have this wisp around you, it's providing you with a timed buff. So you can see at the top right, I have a couple seconds remaining on the one, 20 on the other, and then if I switch to yellow, I can make another little reservoir.
So what do each of the reservoirs do?
Each of the reservoirs allow you or your teammates to pick up this radial buff.
But what is the buffs?
Oh, so one's health, one's CC, and one is just a plain buff. So if it's green, you have, right now it's speed, and if it's red, it's health, and if it's blue, it's zapping CC. So I have one of each right now, so if I go to each reservoir, I can hook myself up with a little bit of these buffs, so, and then I can make more if I want. So I can make another green one.
These are all on your 1?
All on your 1, so you can cycle through, and you can place these reservoirs, which will have a more tactical effect in mission.
If you just tap, it cycles on the right.
Yeah. Tapping is cycling.
And your captain shows you what you have out.
Yep.
And
So
the recharge, because Pablo likes UI.
Pablo likes UI. So I have all my little buddies on me. Be sort of a wisp light. You can see her in that direction. It's a bit of a distraction. If enemies
so
were
good.
around, they would see. Yeah, it's beautiful.
So good, Jared.
So it's sort of a light shadow of herself that goes in the direction you're pointing. Enemies will be drawn toward it with fire, meaning that
Yes,
egg
it's like a decoy that moves.
it's a moving decoy. But
As GPU particles being spawned off of an animated skeletal mesh on the vertex surface, it's new hot tech.
new hot tech.
Yep, look at that.
That looks
New
rad.
hot tech.
Yeah.
And if you are a keen tenno, you probably see a timer there. So if I recast the ability before that goes away, it also works as a teleport. So you'll see I ended up right where it was mid-flight. So we're gonna
Let's
go.
see that again.
Yeah, let's take another look. I ended up where the body was mid-cast. So you have that 3-second window defaults to move where the light illusion is going. So
Interesting.
So we're going to go through the fundamentals of Wisp, and then we're going to go into combat. So again, I can go grab another buff here from my reservoirs, so I'm getting all those going. And say I wanted to go fast over there, press 2, end up here, keep moving, let that go over there, and then switch to where it is. So it's summoning a pretty deadly energy to all those reservoirs. So if I tap 3, you'll see each one bursts out in a damaging effect. So each of the reservoir types will have a different damage type, and as you could imagine, say you're playing interception, you leave your reservoirs at the points, you press 3, no matter where you are, they are going to pulse out that radial damage event. So
That's cool.
again, it's all about tactical placement of the reservoir points and using your 2 to move quickly, your 3 to push out your radial effects.
And the 4 just removes her cape.
The 4 just removes the cape. After
I wanted that joke.
After many redesigns, so you can see the effects and animation work. For that 3, she's kind of summoning that pulse energy.
Really nice sound design too, Eric.
Yeah, unreal. And then, if you have the ability, so her ultimate, she is very, well, the animation really,
It looks really good.
It's incredible. So here we
Get ready,
go.
get ready.
To the sun. So you can see my sun death beam. This is called this is the Soul, SOL, and we are, well, enemies will be SOL, that's for sure. So we have the power of the sun, and we are harnessing it. It is essentially the sun the Wisp has put a portal in front of it to harness its solar flare power, and it will incinerate absolutely everything.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
effects team killed that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, man.
I love it.
Oh my god.
Yes. The sun, folks. So if you can imagine now,
What's her passive?
her passive is she is invisible when in the air. So as you do your bullet jumps, you become
Oh yeah,
invisible
I noticed
to
that.
enemies.
And I wondered
So
what that was.
some of
Cool.
you noticed that in past streams, whenever I would bullet jump, but you do become invisible as you're airborne.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
It's very vampire.
Yeah.
I can't believe how fucking vampire that is.
Scott!
That's all I see now.
Sounds like Trailer Park Boy. The way he said that.
Can't believe I'm a fucking vampire. I see you right now. Damn!
Glenn and them.
All right, Bubbles, settle down.
Excellent. Are those, so would that be a deluxe? What?
Oh my god. This is like
Yeah.
Yeah.
something that is old that went by the wayside as the game evolved.
Right.
So it was good that it got brought up and it was pretty easily fixed. And I think for the frames that required like Rhino stop, which you want to have that kind of contact to the ground for it to visually make sense.
Right.
I think we added a thing that feels pretty cool.
This is in the melee.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so is the plan, I think we pretty much wholesale either, are you going to change K-drives to be as fast as Arcwing? Because, you know, fundamentally, if you have your Itzal on and you need to get from point A to point B.
I'm just going to nerf the shit out of this.
Nothing's gonna be faster than this.
Yeah, like this is-
This is.
Like
Enjoy this while you can, because this is going away.
No, is that a beer? He doesn't mean it.
doesn't mean it.
I 100% mean this.
No.
You can quote me when I remove this because.
Oh, I think I broke something. Sorry, guys. Sorry,
Yeah.
Dev Build.
Yep. Sorry.
That's all right. You already nerfed it.
Boom.
There you go.
Yeah.
With the power
See?
of the mind.
Done.
Done. Right. No, chat.
Can we do details?
Details? Yes, let's take a look. Take a look at that crash. We'll take a look at that after. But it is almost 3 o'clock now, so I just did want to ask about, like, are we going to speed up K-drives, or is it going to always just be...
We're going to end on that low note.
No, we're not ending on a low note.
Nerf it all.
It's up to
The
the...
game crashed. Scott said he's gonna
Nerf it all.
But there'll be cinematic quests very soon.
Fear not. It's always up to the player to decide what is fun over function. If you want the Itzal pace, that's your choice to do that. If you want to...
Until Scott says
Until
otherwise.
No,
Scott
but
says-
the problem is if you like coptering back in the day,
Yeah.
if it was very limited to a very limited piece of gear
Yeah.
that added that ability.
Yeah.
So basically, we're telling players now, if you want that speed,
Yeah.
you must take this Arcwing.
Right.
And I think that's game breaking, and I think that removes choice from the game, and I think
Interesting.
that it shouldn't be the only be all end all that we say. Like, if you want movement speed that we're requiring in the game, you have to take this Arcwing. I think that's terrible. So eventually, that's going away.
I will... Steve.
Yeah.
Let's do a flat price.
Who wants Equinox Prime? Cheer in chat if you want Equinox Prime.